Riverdale Season 4. What? Hey guys, you want a story? I'll give you a story, a ninja story. Welcome back to the Ninja Story. If you're a female, so that I called you a guy, welcome to my channel. So if you guys remember, about 8 months ago, I did a Riverdale video on my YouTube channel. And that was when I watched Season 1 alone. I think I might have started watching Season 2, but I'm pretty sure I only started watching Season 1. And that was just random, you know what, I'm just gonna put this video out, just to let people know how I feel. I actually kind of really liked the first season of Riverdale. And then Season 2 came, and it was fine. It was completely fine. A lot worse than the first one, but still, like, it was kind of enjoyable. And then the third season, the third season sucks. When people say, like, oh, Riverdale sucks, I usually think of the third season. Like, my god, the third season of Riverdale. And now we move on to the fourth season. It's definitely a step up. I think it's tied with the second season. There are some things told. I actually love a lot of things about Season 4. And there are some things that really are bad about Season 4. So I'm going to be talking about Season 4 of Riverdale. Because I have nothing better to do. I could be editing the 64 favorite movies, but I'm saving that. Okay, so let's get started. So, first off, the first point that I want to bring up, which I'm going to start with the good stuff. And by the way, spoilers for everything about Riverdale. Everything about Riverdale probably going to get spoiled in this video. So if you want to know nothing, or if you're never going to watch, or if you're going to watch Riverdale, then click off the video. If you're not going to watch Riverdale, or if you've already seen Season 4, thanks for watching. Continue watching. So, the first thing that I want to say is good about Season 4 is the first episode. The first episode might be my favorite episode of Riverdale so far. And if you guys have watched Season 4, you know what I'm talking about. So, Luke Perry, the man that played Archie's father in the show, tragically passed away, about, I think it was last year, like literally last year, I think like maybe 13 months ago. Rest in peace, Luke Perry. And they decided to do a tribute episode to him in the show. And man, I have not teared up like ever in a show. There's only been 2 shows that's teared me up before. Stranger Things Season 3, the finale. Even though I knew Hopper wasn't dead, it still got me. And Billy is an amazing character. And Jesse! So no joke, Jesse actually made me tear up the finale when everyone's hugging each other. And I literally teared up during Jesse, but I was like 8 years old, so give me a break. This is literally the third show that's made me tear up. It's just really emotional, you know? They handle it with the best care that they can. There is actually really good writing in it. The Riverdale essence, while still there, there's not too much of it, and everything in the episode is believable, which that's all I want. Just believable. I want to believe everything that's going on. Please. And I do in this episode. You realize I'm just keep saying in this episode. Yeah, everyone's acting really well done. This doesn't seem like a tribute to Fred Andrews. It seems like a tribute to Fred Andrews' and Luke Perry. There's an amazing parade sequence, or just a memorial where, pretty much in the show, it starts out kind of Riverdale, and that's the thing about it. It starts like a normal episode of Riverdale. There's kissing going on, Archie with his abs out, just out in the open. Cheryl Blossom has her brother in her house in the basement, keeping her there, and it inspires her, and she talks to it every single day because her brother is dead. And it's like at this point, it's like nothing makes sense anymore. And then they swerve you by having the four main characters, Betty, Veronica, Jughead, and Archie, all sitting down at Pop's Diner. The phone calls, says Archie's, or Fred Andrews, or Dad, or whatever. It says, "Hey, what up, Dad?" And KJ Apa, man, he do amazing in this episode. He drops his phone, drops to his knees. Camera's amazing. It's just, that's one of my favorite Riverdale moments ever. It's a great swerve. It's just, it's amazing. And in the show, Fred Andrews, or Luke Perry, we'll say in this case, driving home, and he stopped by to help a woman whose car broke down on the side of the road, and a car out of nowhere came by, speeding, and it hit him. So apparently Fred Andrews got hit by a car, and the damages were critical, and he passed away. There are so many amazing moments in this episode. The woman that Fred Andrews saved comes back to the exact spot that he got hit from and put flowers there, and then she says the Lord's Prayer with all the main characters, which is a great moment. All the main characters sitting in a circle talking about their best memories of Fred. That's really emotional. Even Molly Ringwald is able to shine in this episode. Like, Archie wants to bring his father home because he doesn't want to keep him in the town where he got hit, so he wants to bring him back to Riverdale. And he just goes, "Mom, they won't let me bring him home because they say I'm underage." And we don't know what Molly Ringwald says, but you can just see on the guy's face who she's talking to. He's like, "Yes, ma'am." It's perfect. I love it. And the fireworks sequence at the end, Archie crying, finally, just breaking down. It's an amazing episode. It's one of my favorite TV episodes, maybe ever. It's one of the best swerves, some of the best acting I've really seen out of Riverdale. Just a very great episode, entirely. Then we move on to the rest of the season. So, the main plot point going around this season. So the first episode was like, here's a tribute episode. Thank you, Luke Perry. And that was kind of just like a very well-written, very well-respected episode. Then, with episode 2, the season finally kickstarts. So the main plot point of season 4 is Jughead, Cole Sprouse, fine in the season. He is moving to a new school. He's still staying in Riverdale, but he's moving to a new school now. Very high scholarship school or whatever. Just a lot of very smart people are there, and he feels like he's at home. And with that, some bad stuff starts to go down. He apparently is a big fan of a Baxter Brothers novel, which it feels like, from how they described it, it kind of feels like a mix between think Goosebumps, but not a lot of horror. It was kind of difficult. It's like a mystery novel or whatever, like a spy kind of novel. And the people over there try to conspire, and they throw out the contract that says, okay, so whoever writes the best story will get the contract to the Baxter Brothers, and will be able to write a Baxter Brothers novel. So Jughead's like, oh boy, I'm gonna win this, and then just a bunch of stuff happens at that school. There's a cult involved. There's Jughead getting Jughead gets inside. Yeah, Jughead gets stuck inside of a casket. A teacher jumps out a window. It involves Jughead's grandfather, and this is normal. This is legit Riverdale. If you thought Riverdale was just like a teen drama or whatever, like teen romance, no, it's literally like it's like Stranger Things, but less less sci-fi. No, at some point we're gonna get aliens in Riverdale. Like I swear we're gonna get some werewolves and aliens, and maybe even a Demogorgon in Riverdale. That's the main plot line of season 4. There are some other things too. There's the whole stuff that happened with the farm, the cult, and stuff like that, or whatever. There's a lot of cults in Riverdale. Archie, again, trying to get over the death of his father. That happens the entire season. Veronica, apparently, Veronica really does nothing this entire season. And also Cheryl does nothing. Cheryl and Tony do nothing this entire season. Pretty much their plotline the entire season was, oh hey, we're gonna have my brother downstairs. I'm gonna talk to him. Nana's gonna tell me, oh, I ate a brother in the womb. Yeah, Cheryl ate her brother in the womb. Just gloss over that. Just throw that out there. Yeah, by the way, Cheryl ate her brother in the womb. Okay, cool. And that's literally it. Like, there's one point where her family comes and they try to take the Empire, like the Maple Leaf Empire or the Maple Syrup Empire, and they get him away. It's nothing happens with her this entire season. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And they just, no, this is them. Baby brother and Maple Leaf and sex. That's literally it. I'm sorry. That's literally it. I know there are a lot of Shoney fans out there, but they do nothing this entire season. Veronica does more stuff, but still does nothing. There is an episode where she goes to New York and meets up with Katie Keene. If you don't know who Katie Keene is, it's another TV show. Yeah, they did I forgot what it's called, but I think it's like a backwards episode or something like that. Like a backwards plot, where it's an episode that sets up a spin-off. So, for example, the Lost Sister episode of Stranger Things. That was an episode that was setting up for another episode. Or a SpongeBob episode where they talk about Camp Coral. That would be setting up for the Camp Coral spin-off. Or something like that. Yeah. It's very stupid. And they also introduce a new character. Hermosa, I think her name is. Or Veronica's big sister or little sister or whatever. Who's very smart and intelligent. Very add-on character. And they also add a plot line where Veronica's father is having some mental health issues, and that's apparently a thing now. They just throw a bunch of stuff, and then I feel like this is how Riverdale works. They get a bunch of stuff, right? And they throw it. It's like, that's a good idea. And then 2 episodes later, they completely forget about it. They don't even advance on it. Like, for example, perfect example, Archie's mother goes, oh, hey, so you remember that, person from the scholarship program that we tried to recommend to you to go to that college or whatever? Yeah, turns out I'm dating her now. Yeah, I've been bi for about 15 years, but I never came out, and I married a man, but I'm bi now. And they never acknowledge it. Ever again. Ever. They just say, oh, hey, Molly Ringwald is bi now. Cool? Cool? Okay. Get out of here. And I don't think she's even in the show after that. Honestly. There's some other plot lines I'm not even mentioning. Archie turns into a superhero at one point. Archie's, like uncle shows up or something, and he appears for a few episodes, and then he leaves and never comes back. Jughead's mom is gone. Joey Bean is apparently having a boyfriend now. It's just, there's so much that goes on this show. There's so much. It's too much. Now, the one thing that I forgot to mention, that I've been saving for the last part, is at Riverdale High, they add a new principal. Weatherby, I think his name was. And he's just the most stereotypical mean principal you'll ever see. Like, he's the definition of no fun. And they decide one day, you know what? We don't like this principal. We're just gonna, you know what? We're just gonna prank him. Prank him hard. And they do. And he leaves. And he cancels prom. And all the parents come in and it's like, you can't cancel prom. And they're like, okay. And you know what? We're gonna get you fired too, because you've been sending tapes around, and you're gonna go to Jughead school, and Jughead's gonna come back to Riverdale High. It's nothing happens. I watched 19 episodes of this show, and nothing happens. Like, really, the whole plot line is, oh hey, Jughead went to a different school. Jughead had problems at this different school. Jughead got murdered. Jughead didn't get murdered. The entire season they set up, every single episode ends with teasing of, hey, Jughead's dead. And then they finally get to it. They finally get to, oh, hey, Jughead's dead now. And he's faked his own death. Like, 16 episodes of just teasing, dies, and he's faking his own death. Come on! I waited so long. I have watched this show for a year, and nothing has happened. I'm not even mentioning some stuff, but at this point, I don't even care anymore. Season 4, it's better than Season 3, but by what costs? Season 4 of Riverdale gets a C+. I don't know. No rating. No rating. This doesn't even get a rating. No rating at all. No rating. I'm done. Thank you guys for watching. I need a drink. I need a drink. I need a beer!